Here's the good news nobody tells you up front. Passing the Florida real estate exam isn't hard once you know exactly what you're walking into. The people who struggle aren't struggling with the material, they're lost on the format. I'm Ryan Solberg, a licensed Florida broker, and I run a brokerage here in Central Florida. Let me hand you the whole game plan in one video. Quick note before we go further because it matters. This is free study help, not the state required 63-hour course. And I'm not affiliated with the state or the exam provider. Nothing here is a real exam question. Every practice item we build is original. Always double check the current requirements at myfloridalicense.com. With that out of the way, let's talk about the test itself. So here's exactly what the exam looks like, because the format never changes. It's administered by Pearson VUE under the state's Division of Real Estate. 100 scored multiple choice questions with a few unscored pilot questions possibly mixed in. You need 75% to pass. That's 75 of 100 correct. You get 3.5 hours, which is 210 minutes, and the fee is $36.75 per attempt. Now, what's actually on it? It's one combined Florida exam, not a separate national test plus a state test. Internally, it splits 3 ways: 45 principles and practices questions, 45 Florida and federal law questions, and just 10 math questions. Every question is weighted the same, so the weight sits on law and principles, not math. Knowing this map tells you exactly where to spend your study time. Here's the mistake I watch good candidates make. They panic over the math and underprepare for everything else. Don't. It's only 10 questions out of 100, and everyone is weighted the same as the rest. Freezing up on the math or letting it eat your clock on test day costs people far more points than the math itself ever could. Set each problem up clean and move on. The exam is one in law and principles. Now, how do you actually pass? Here's the strategy I'd give anyone. Don't just read, drill. The exam rewards pattern recognition, so the more questions you run, the more routine the format feels on test day. Knock out the heaviest weighted areas first, things like brokerage, activities, and contracts, and take at least one full practice exam under a timer. So 210 minutes feels familiar before it ever counts. And a few habits for the day itself that quietly win points. Bring proof of your 63-hour course completion plus an acceptable photo ID, and make sure the name on that ID matches your registration exactly. A mismatch can cost you the appointment. Then, inside the test, answer the easy ones first to build momentum. Watch for negative wording like except, not, or least, and eliminate the obvious wrong answers before you commit. That's the whole map. 100 questions, 75% to pass, 3.5 hours, and a plan to walk in calm. We built a free Florida practice exam and a full course to get you there. Same patterns, fresh numbers until test day feels boring. It's all at the link on screen. And when you pass and want a broker who actually trains you, call or text me at 321-373-3536. I'm Ryan Solberg with MaxLife Realty.